Well, we're down at King William's College, and with me is David Parnell from Castletown Commissioners, and also Ralph Peake, MHK. I can't see a bit of going online about this, but apparently misinformation is already out there. But basically, some very exciting news anyway about potential use for the grounds here at King William's College.
Absolutely, yes. It really is a fantastic opportunity to have a really multi-use sports facility here in the south of the island. So we're absolutely delighted with that. It's very flexible. It has got a 50-metre long swimming pool which can be reconfigured into two 25-metre lengths and used for the community.
Okay, so not an Olympic one then?
No, I think we would struggle to accommodate 10,000 people.
I was wondering that myself, yeah. But this is obviously for you must be great news, right?
It's absolutely fantastic. Castletown Commissioners are absolutely behind anything that will bring jobs, investment and facilities into the town that will make people want to come and live and work here.
Okay, now let's get down to brass tacks here. Who's paying for all this?
Well, this is a commercial operation. This is not a government operation. So we've listened to the community, we've listened to sports organisations, and we put together what we believe is a great multi-use option for the community as well as for sports organisations. So it really is welcomed by local swimming organisations, athletics organisations, and the community.
Okay, so with your being in finance with Alf Can, you're not going to him asking for a cheque then?
Not at all.
No.
No. How are you going to get the money?
Well, there are the three parts to this whole project, and the three nuts to crack. The first one is, where do you find the best possible piece of land for a sports complex in the south of the Isle of Man that's not owned by a developer, and where do you find it for nothing? And here we go. Thanks.
Isn't it a rugby pitch though? I mean, they're a bit challenged on space here. I mean, we went here, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I played that pitch years ago.
Yeah. The trustees of King William's College are massively behind plans to develop their role in the community and build on a charitable partnership.
They're going to get free use of this, are they? Or something?
They're not going to get free use of it. They're going to pay the same as everybody else. They are a member of the community just like everybody else is.
Yeah. But they'll lose some.
Yes, you're right. It'll be one rugby field. We reckon we'll be able to keep one rugby field next to the road, but then it'll be one which will be exchanged for a gymnasium, a sports hall, a 60-metre indoor.
We'll just get rid of their stuff then. Also, the old-fashioned pool.
Absolutely, Paul. Yes. So all those old facilities now they can do away with those, and they can then
for the development of the school.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Pretty near the airport. Is that called Challenge?
It's called 6 years of Challenge.
Yep.
6 years?
Yeah, it's been quite a while, but we're very grateful for the open-mindedness of the airport directors to actually support this now. It's been hard work working with them. There's a lot of restrictions around building near airports, but we've worked with them and really now
we're there.
After a few iterations, I must admit, of a layout and a building that is acceptable to the airport.
Okay, back to the funding things. Let's make this clear. How are you exactly going to make this work?
Having said that there were three parts to the three nuts to crack. Right. The first nut to crack was finding the location.
Yes.
The difficult bit is finding a way to make it sustainable. And we've come up with a model which we know will work. We're going to outsource to a commercial operator to run this thing commercially, given the charitable objectives of the charity, which are that it is a full community facility. It's not just for elite people. It's not just for King William's College. They are a member of the community just like everybody else is. It's going to be outsourced to a commercial third party who's going to run it, and the model will make a profit, and it will give the charity will have a profit share, and that profit share will go towards the charity's objectives. Okay. Now, having established that we've got a commercial operation that's going to be making profit, that opens up the doors to all sorts of funding options, and we are very, very, very conscious that if we want on a scale of 1 to 10, we're about number 4, and until we get our outline planning permission, there's no point wasting anybody's time talking about where we're going to get the money from.
So we're at very early stages.
We have options in our mind, but we're not talking about that because until we've got the planning permission in outline, there's no point.
So where are we up to exactly on that? I mean, it's in, right? The planning's in.
Absolutely, yes.
But it's just outline only. You've got no major. Yeah. I mean, we've seen a few pictures you've given us about what's going on.
That's right.
This is just conceptual.
It is.
It's to excite the public.
Yeah.
It's to excite the community.
Will this have impact on other people with the pools, around the island and around here? Are you going to get them on board? Or?
Categorically, despite what's been said, this will never be a competitive facility. The NSC is a well-run, well-funded, well-established building facility. We don't want to compete with that.
Not having flumes then and things?
No. It's going to be a community facility, of which part of it is the swimming pool, by the way. It's much bigger than that. Yeah. And the reason why, aside from competitive swimming, fundamentally, the reason why we're going for a 50-metre pool, 4-lane 50-metre pool, is that it's double the size of a regional pool, but in a better way. So it can be configured so that you can have maybe 3 things going on at once. So you can have, you can imagine, you can have rehabilitation swimming at the same time as aquafit, at the same time as preschool swimming.
It's the right length. This is good for competitions as well, isn't it? Because isn't
it's for training for competitions.
Oh, you wouldn't actually have any actual competitions.
That's not what we think. Because then
the
building gets much bigger if you try and do that.
Right.
It's the right length. That's the important
thing. So you're not having areas for people to watch.
No. So the whole thing is it could be reconfigured for 50 metres. So the one length is 50 metres, and that then puts all the effort into that continuous length. So that's what the athletes are about, and that's what they need to train with. But when we've got a movable boom that then moves out and clicks into place, and you've got 2 25-metre pools.
Okay. Did we get all 3 parts in?
So we got the bit finding the land first nut.
Yeah.
Third part, actually getting it to a sustainable operating model. Okay, if you've got a sustainable model that actually shows commerciality, then the funding will follow.
Okay, but I'm sorry. Maybe I'm over fixated on the money. But how much did you need, and how are you going to get it? I mean, then
well, we estimate it's about £6 million. To do that. Yeah, but we've got some strong interest in that, so that we're very confident about that, and very sure that will follow.
Well, when shall we come back to find the first bit of the turf being, or the sod being?
The first thing to stress is that this will not be a dug concrete pool. It will be a built-up pool, and the reason why is that basically that's what works for the trustees here. Mm-hmm. It will have a 30-year lifespan, and that's because it's a demountable pool. It's much more cost-effective than a traditional building.
So what sort of timescale?
Absolutely. Construction will be about 18 months, but obviously you have to go through the planning process first of all, and then we're going to have detailed planning. So I would hope about a year's time.
And nothing on the rates?
Nothing on the rates at all.
And nothing coming from government.
The only
absolutely.
So it's a commercial model. It'll be a commercial operator. It'll be available for all in the community to use it.
If people want to get inside and maybe get information, is there somewhere they can look or maybe sign up to help you? I don't know. Yeah, is it too early for that?
Well, I'm chair of Alderman's Swimming Association, so that would be a point of contact if people want to do it that way around. I'm obviously MHK for Douglas North, so they can contact me there as well.
And with that final thought, I mean, it helps with Island Games training and international training for swimmers.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Isle of Man Sport 10 years ago announced a programme to get world champions, and nobody believed it. And then you look now, we've got world champions in cycling, we've got a European champion in swimming. This is the leg up they need to take the next step. And we've got 1,000 potential jobs over that way with the Ronaldsway Development Gateway, 98 new houses over there. We've got a linkage going through from Janet's Corner to Poulson Park, where there's going to be a floodlit linkage with paved, where we're about a month away from a new skate park, and there's plans for a floodlit running track over there. It just all comes together.
And have you got your board on side, by the way?
The board are on side, yeah.
Yes.
They had a letter of support in for this. Well, it's been going a long time now, but 2017.
Yeah. And do you think, I mean, government, you haven't asked them, I know you said, but do you think they're supportive if they need to be?
I'm sure once they see this, once they actually believe it's going to happen, there's no reason why they couldn't then get on board and use the facility like anybody else. But it's not a government project, it's a commercial project for the community, by the community.
And when you take a step back and see what we're planning to do here, there is nowhere else in Europe that's going to have a better facility than this with its own airport.